Hello students, welcome to online course of Mechanical Measurement and Metrology. Myself Abhishek Trivedi from Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. We were discussing Introduction to Metrology, our first chapter. Today this is the fourth lecture of the chapter. In the previous lecture we have discussed the classification of measuring instrument and we have categorized the instrument in a different categories. Today we are going to discuss the basic concept of accuracy as well as precision. First of all, let us understand what do you mean by accuracy and precision, or we can say what is the core concept of the accuracy and precision. The first, as you can check on your screen, the screen shows the basic board on which we are going to throw some arrows. Suppose I have to throw the arrow in the center of the circle, and if I have to throw all the 6 arrows in the same center on the same point, then I can say that I am very much accurate as well as I am very much precise. Suppose I have 6 arrows, and if all the 6 arrows are thrown in the center of the circle, then I can say that I am very precise in my nature. But suppose I will throw all the arrows, and if all the arrows are attached on the board on the different spots of the circle, then I can say that I am not precise. I can say that I am not precise, I am not accurate. Suppose all the arrows are spotted on a single point, but which is far located to the center of the board, then I can say that I am precise but not the accurate. So the basic criteria for the accuracy is, if you have to throw all 6 arrows, then all the 6 arrows must be spotted on the center of the board. Then I can say that I am very much accurate. And if all the arrows are spotted on the same position, though it is at the center of the board or it is far located to the center of the board, then I can say that I am very much precise but not the accurate. The same example, if I have to throw the balls in a cricket match, if I have to throw the balls on the stump, if in a over there is 6 balls, and if each and every ball will hit the leg stump, then I can say that I am very much precise in the bowling of the leg side. But if I have to throw the middle stump, if my basic requirement is to hit the middle stump, and if each and every time I will hit the leg stump, then I can say that I am not accurate but I am precise. Precise in the nature because I will hit the leg stump each and every time. And if I will hit the middle stump at each and every period, each and every balls, then I can say that I am very much accurate as well as I am very much precise. Suppose if in the 6 balls, 2 of balls are hitting the middle stump, 2 are hitting the leg stump, 2 are passing as a wide ball, then I can say that I am not precise as well as I am not accurate. So basic criteria of the accuracy and precision is, accuracy means you are hitting the true value again and again and again, whereas in the precision you are hitting the same value again and again, though that particular value is true or not. It is not the necessary condition. You can check on your screen. In the figure we have arrow board as well as we have 3 different arrows. In the first case, or we can say case number 1, all the 3 arrows are spotted on the different position. If I will throw the 3 arrows, and if all the 3 arrows are spotted in the different position, then I can say that I am not accurate as well as I am not precise. Very low accuracy and very low precision. In the second case, case number B, I will throw the all 3 arrows, and if all the 3 arrows are spotted in a single position, though it is very far located to the center of the board, then I can say that I am very much precise because all the readings are repetitively spotted on the same place, or we can say I will hit all the 3 arrows in the same position repetitively, but which is very far located to the true value, or we can say my basic aim, then I can say that I am very much precise but having low accuracy. In the case number 3, or we can say in the third category, I will hit all the 3 arrows over the board, and all the 3 arrows are spotted which is very much near to the true value, but they are far located to each other. So I can say that I am very much accurate because I will each and every time I will try to hit my basic aim, but all the arrows are not spotted on the same position. So I can say that I am very much accurate but having low precision. And if in the case number D, or we can say fourth case, if I will throw the arrows and it will hit the board in the same position which is a red mark position, I can say that is my true value, or we can say that is my actual required value. And if I will hit the required value each and every time, then I can say that I am very much accurate as well as highly precise. So this is a basic case of accuracy and precision. Now we are going to discuss the basic definition of accuracy and precision. Then what do you mean by accuracy? Accuracy means how close a measured value to the actual, or we can say the true value. As I have told you, if I have to hit the middle stump, then each and every time how many times I will hit the middle stump, it defines my accuracy. Then next one, that is the precision. Precision means how close the measured value with each other. Suppose I have to hit the middle stump, but each and every time I will hit the leg stump, then I can say that I am very much precise about my bowling, but I am not accurate because I am not hitting my required values. So precision, we cannot say that all the precise values are accurate, as well as we cannot say that all the accurate values are precise. So this is the basic core concept behind the accuracy and precision. Now we are going to differentiate accuracy and precision one by one. The first one, accuracy, and then second, precision. Accuracy means it is the closeness with the true value of the quantity which is being measured. As I have told you, that's the basic definition of the accuracy. Whereas precision means it is a measure of reproducibility of the measurement. It means how much efficiently I can reproduce each and every time the same reading again and again and again. Then I can say that I am very much precise. Accuracy of the measurement means it is a conformity of the truth. I can say that if I am 98% accurate, or we can say I am 99% accurate, it means I am very much conform to the truth. I am very much near to the true value. Whereas precision, the term defines itself as a sharp, or we can say the clear point. It means if I can say that I am precise at 98%, it means I will get the same reading again and again and again. If I have to take the 100 experiment, then out of 100 I can achieve 98 times the same reading. So I can say that I am very much precise but not accurate. Accuracy is directly depends upon the simple techniques of the analysis. If I have to calculate the accuracy, then by using the simple method I can calculate the accuracy, or we can say if I have to analyze my accuracy, by using the simple techniques I can analyze my accuracy. How to analyze your accuracy? If you have to analyze your accuracy, suppose in terms of bowling, then what you are supposed to do, you are just simply throwing a over, and within the 6 ball we can check that how many times you can hit the stump, or how many times you can hit the middle stump or leg stump or whatever. That's basic requirement of ourselves. Whereas precision is depends upon many factors, and it requires a many sophisticated techniques of the analysis, because within a 6 ball you cannot define, or within the single over you cannot define the precision of the single person. So it required a very much sophisticated techniques, and we have already defined the number of techniques which is taking the numerical data as an input, and it will gives the output in terms of your precise nature. Then accuracy can be improved. We can say that practice makes man perfect. It means if you are practice again and again and again, if you are continuously practicing the same thing, then we can say that you can improve your accuracy. Suppose in a single over I will hit the middle stump twice, but if I will throw the ball, I will throw the bowling in a whole day. Suppose I will throw the over 10 overs in a day, then I can say that at the last over at least I can hit the middle stump 3 or 4 times. So by using the different methods, and by repeating the methods continuously, or we can say by practicing, I can improve my accuracy. Whereas we cannot improve our precision, because precision means that's the nature of the humankind, and it will not change very easily. Then accuracy is a necessary condition, but it is not the sufficient condition for the precision. Same way, precision is also the necessary but not the sufficient condition for the accuracy. So this is the basic concept of the accuracy as well as precision. I hope you are very much clear about this accuracy and precision. Then we are going to discuss the types of error, the errors which are generated in the measurements. So we have classified the number of errors in a different categories. I will discuss each and every category one by one. The very first error is known as a gross error. Gross error means the error which is directly generated due to the human mistakes, such as careless reading, or we can say mistakes in the recording, the observations, we can say incorrect applications of the correction factors, or improper application of the instrument. If I will not use the proper instrument for the measurement, or we can say if I have to provide some kind of correction factor, and if I will not providing the particular correction factor properly, or we can say we are not supposed to take this as an error and try to improve the error, then it will generate the gross error. The gross error is basically human error. When the human concern is involved in the measurement, the gross error will be generated, and we can eliminate the error by taking the proper instrument, by taking the proper correction factor, by taking the very skilled human as a measuring person. So by using this kind of improvement, we can improve our errors. Then the next one, that is a systematic error. As the name suggests, the systematic error is including the calibration error, errors due to the variations in the atmospheric condition, variation in the contact pressure, and so on. Suppose a scale is provided to me, and if I have to measure a particular reading by using that particular scale. Suppose the scale itself having the calibrated error, or we can say the scale itself is wrong in the nature, and if I will take the measurement by using that particular scale, then each and every reading I will find some source of error. The error is known as a systematic error. It means it will repeating each and every time because of the element of the systems. It is known as a systematic error. We can remove this error, or we can eliminate this kind of error by taking the proper instrument, by checking and validating the proper instrument with its required scales. So this is known as a systematic error. Then the third error is known as an instrumental error. As the name suggests, the error is generated due to the improper design and construction of the instrument, as well as it will limit the accuracy of the instrument. It will directly propagate the errors. Suppose I have to measure the temperature, say 110 degrees Celsius, and if the whatever the thermometer is available with me, if it can reach, or it can measure the temperature up to 108, or we can say 109 degrees Celsius, then I cannot measure the 110 degrees Celsius properly, or we can say accurately. So limitation of the we can say the calibration of the instrument, it will generate the instrumental error, or we can say some sort of design or some sort of constructional defect will directly propagate the errors in the instrument, or we can say it will directly propagate the errors in the measurement. Suppose I have to measure the length of 100 centimeter by using a scale, and if the scale is blunt out from the top edge of the scale, then we cannot make sure that I will measure the exactly 100 centimeter. Maybe I can measure 99.98 centimeter, or we can say 99.5 centimeter, just because of the blunting of the top edge of the scale. So this is known as a constructional defect of the instrument, and just because of that the error has been generated, and it will be propagated within the measuring readings. So this kind of errors are known as the instrumental errors. The next one, that is the environmental error. As you all know, whatever the experiment has been generated, besides the experiment, whatever the surrounding has been created, the surrounding itself known as the environment for the measuring setup. And whatever the changes are generated within that particular surrounding is directly effect on the measuring techniques, as well as it will directly effect on the experimental readings. The environmental error, it will generated due to the improper calculation that are being part of the observation due to the environmental effect. Suppose I have to make a survey over the highway, or we can say I have to measure the length of the highway, or I have to measure the leveling of the highway. On the highway side, we know that the wind is passing through the highway with heavy speeds, and due to the effect of that particular wind, we cannot measure the proper leveling, or we cannot measure the proper surveying over there, just because of the wind resistance. So these kind of errors are generated due to the environmental effect, and we have to eliminate such kind of error by taking the proper correction factor. We cannot remove such kind of wind. We have to provide some kind of correction factor. Suppose at some height you are supposed to taking some experiment. So whatever the height has been generated, it will directly create some kind of pulling force, or we can say some kind of gravitational force due to the mass effect. And you are not supposed to remove that gravitational force, but you have to provide some kind of correction factors to eliminate that particular effect. So this error can be improvised. We cannot say that I will cope up or I will eliminate the environmental error. I can only and only improvise the environmental error by taking some sort of correction factors. And the last error, that is the observational error. As the name suggests, when the human factor involves in the measurement, the capability of the individual observer will directly affect the accuracy of the measurement. So, suppose 3 persons are taking the same reading, then it is not compulsory that each and every person will get the same reading just because of the capability of individuals. So, when the humankind is involving in the measurement, it will directly generate some sort of errors and it will directly affect the accuracy of the measurement. So guys, this is basically errors which are generated in the measurement. Today we have discussed, starting with accuracy and precision, with the basic concept of accuracy and precision, and then followed by errors in the measurement. From next lecture we are going to discuss different materialistic standard and wavelength standard. Till then, thank you.